Hi. I'm going to pose a question to you all. Just raise your hands and answer. How many of you have an opinion on current events? All right. How many of you have an opinion in politics? How many of you think that your opinions are unique? No one? Okay. Yeah, I thought the same thing when I came to the school. I still think the same thing. I don't think my opinions are very unique. And if you do, you have a lot more confidence than I did when I came to the school. I actually got into UCSD, as Nikhil mentioned, as a transfer. But I got in off the wait list and for my second choice of major. So I was not confident about a lot of things, my ideas among them. But when I got in as a history major instead of an economics major, I decided I was going to double major in political science and history. I want to go to law school after undergrad, so political science was a logical choice. We have a great department here. And as part of that, I kind of shifted my focus. My focus was initially, I want to do research. I want to go to a great university and do research there. But when I decided that I was going to choose political science as my second major, I decided to take a bit more of an active role in what I wanted to do on campus, and that's how I got involved in radio. So I've always had this idea that I would go and write a book, or I would go talk somewhere, I would be a professor and I would publish, and I thought that I would get my ideas out there in that way. But my way turned out to be radio. The first show I ever did, I said and a lot. I said and so many times that I'd be a millionaire if I got $1 for every time I said it. It was really bad. And I published my show on Spotify, and I got one listen, and I think it was my mom, and she listened for a minute. So that didn't really help my confidence much. There you go. That happened, and basically I kind of got into this rut. I'd been wanting to express my ideas a lot. I have a lot of thoughts on politics. One of the shows I actually did was on restorative justice, which you heard about. I talked about gerrymandering. I talked about judicial bias. I talked about the conflict in Israel. I talked about so many things. But each and every show I over-prepared. I had this long script, this 3-page, 4-page script. I had so many sources. I had all these like academic things that I was going to talk about. And I was trying to achieve this unattainable standard of perfection every time I went on the air. And that wasn't really working. So when midterms rolled around and I didn't have the time to write a script, I forgot I had my show. And 30 minutes before, my phone went off and it's like, you have a show. I was like, oh crap, what am I going to talk about? So I went to the station. My mind was completely blank. My gears were spinning and my mouth was dry. And I was like, oh my God, I have to go on the air, I have to go live, what am I going to say? So I sat down and I pressed the on-air button, and that's the show that I talked about, restorative justice. When I started radio, I started publishing my shows on Spotify. And that show, the restorative justice show, which I published about a month and a half ago, has over 1,000 listens. And I now have over 300 subscribers on Spotify and over 500 regular listeners. And that's when I didn't prepare for that show at all. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. All I did was go there and talk about my ideas. So you all raised your hand when I said who has an opinion on current events, who has an opinion on politics. But no one raised their hand when they said that they didn't think that no one raised their hand when I asked, do you think that your opinions are unique? My opinion on restorative justice is that it's a great thing. My opinion is that we need to fix the justice system and that it's broken. That's not an unpopular opinion. That's not a unique opinion. My opinion on gerrymandering is that it's bad. You can't take votes away from people based on party preference or race. That's not an unpopular opinion. That's not a unique opinion. My opinion is that the Supreme Court is suffering from a public image issue, that they need to reform it before it becomes a problem, before the public no longer trusts their judgment. That's not a unique opinion. But I went out there and I said it anyway, because it's not about having unique opinions. It's about this concept that I like to call harmony. Harmony is not just one voice. Harmony is not me up here talking. Harmony is many people, many voices coming together, even if it's just for a moment. That's what harmony is. And when those voices come together and they express a single idea, when they express that idea in unison, that's what the power is of the idea. It's not about being unique or innovative. It's about coming together. You just heard Professor Watts saying that we have to express ourselves. We have to get out there. We have to do things. And this is one of the ways that we can do things, right? We have to get out there and express our ideas. So if I were to ask you now, how many of you are going to go talk about something? How many of you are going to go express yourselves? What would you say? Like, would you want to go express yourselves? Would you want to go create this harmony? That's good. That's what I want. For those of you who don't know, I have an intense fear of public speaking. Like, it's really bad. Like, before this, I was sitting, and it's not because I think Professor Watts is boring. I'm a history major. I found what he talked about very interesting. I was literally falling asleep in my seat because I was like, I cannot go up there. I cannot talk. I'm doing it right now. I'm talking. I talk to an audience of 500 people every week when I do my show. So it doesn't take someone very impressive to go and, talk about their opinion, express yourself, express your ideas. It doesn't take someone unique. It doesn't take someone with credentials. I'm a third-year political science student at a university. There's literally 1 million of me in the country. But it takes initiative. And that's all I want to say to you guys today. Thank you.